last time. Had to stop here and fill my water bottle. So, yeah, still on travel here. Just got past Tampa Bay. Nobody calls it Tampa Bay anymore, just Tampa. And yeah, the traffic was pretty heavy. I had to stay focused for that. And now into glide path to my final destination here. And I got about another hour, I guess. And yeah, so come join me later. This is what I'm looking at right now, sitting here at the rest stop. Sun coming down through. Just a crusty old guy sitting here, relaxing. Yeah, you get that sort of velocitation feel after you've been driving for a lot of hours. And I had that yesterday big time by the time I'd stopped at 5 o'clock. And now it's still kind of with you. You don't really lose it right away. Even though I had a good sleep there at the Hojo, it's then I get back in the car, and today's a short trip, relatively speaking, only a 3.5 hours or something, and I'm 2/3 of the way. But yeah. But I'm right in the middle of the morning here, where nobody's looking at these live streams because everybody's working, except me. Well, kind of working, sort of, not really, I guess. Yeah, I'm on business travel here to do some work here. And you can see one of the tools of my trade here. Do you see that in the back? Love this. And nobody's on yet. Nobody has found this, but you need to understand that I'm going to bring you some interesting content here soon, like imminently. I think. You be the judge. Oh, somebody just got on here after a few minutes of nothing. Thanks for joining, whoever you are. Which part of the world you in? You don't have to tell me where exactly. Just let me know in the chat there. I'm just sitting here. I have no idea where. I'm on Interstate 75 at a rest stop, and on my way to PG. You figure that one out. That's a little riddle. Little, not a little, puzzle. Gulf Coast. And gonna do a little work there at the property. Like I said, I got tools of the trade here. You see which ones are the more important ones in the foreground. I love that. Yeah, no, seriously, I'm gonna. So one of the goals is to try to eradicate. I can't eradicate Brazilian peppers or melaleuca, if it's even there. I don't know. I've never actually been like into the boundaries of the property I'm going to. Like it's 75 feet by 140 feet lot, and it's overgrown. I think there's a couple of palm trees, like, like, not like that one. I don't know what. I don't know my palm trees. And I don't know the vegetation super well down here. but I'm going to learn it. And if there is Brazilian peppers, which apparently is quite an invasive plant down here in the Gulf Coast, actually in a lot of places, then I'm going to try to take that out and thin out the property as best I can here in the time I'm here. I'm going to try it anyway. Does anybody know about Brazilian peppers? This Brazilian pepper tree. Just let me know in the chat. Check out my channel if you want. You'll see what I'm all about. I know I'm just sitting here doing boring stuff. I'm resting here to just taking a 15-minute to stretch my legs, get some water, refill my water bottle, and then keep going. But yeah. So this, if you're on, just drop me a note, friends, family, and let me know what you're up to today. What's on the agenda? Right now, you're just looking at some crusty old guy resting. You know, I have made the trip. I usually, when I come down here, I don't make it in one single day of driving. It's a little bit too much. It's like 785 miles or something. I try to do it in 2 days. The first day being a long day, and then I just take the last third of it and coast in. But on my way back, I often want to get home. You know, I've had a week or 10 days here, and I just want to fly home. And by flying, I mean get there in one day, and that's a long drive. Usually leaving at like 7 in the morning, and then driving and getting home at like 11 o'clock at night with a few stops, gas, lunch, dinner, whatever. And it's usually just me driving. So that's a long haul. But I don't plan to do that on the way home this time. And actually, going home this time, I'm going to be going home to the Ice Age. Yeah, if anybody's worried about the planet warming, I think the planet warming is good for humans in the long run. We can adapt to that. What we can't adapt well to is like an ice age happening, right? I mean, you know, I didn't plan it this way, but that's for sure. The B&B I'm just going to stay at just happened to, there was lots of opening, lots of vacancies this year to book at the last minute. And so I picked this week coming to take a place. And of course, nature would have it that we're besieged with snow in North Carolina, up in the northern part of North Carolina. And so I've had to leave my wife there to batten down the hatches and cope with the cold and the snow. And last weekend we had the snow and 4 inches of snow, which was a freezing mix, and then it got all coarse and difficult to handle. But I was there and I had the tractor and was able to move some of it off the road and driveway. But this weekend coming up is going to be quite a different story, because what they're predicting for our area up there is a foot of snow. And my wife is not skilled to use the tractor to help move that, but she is skilled at getting the wood to run the Kuma furnace. Hello from Turkey. Welcome. 1001. I'll just say 1001. And Edward, welcome. Hi to you. I've been to Turkey. 2000, what year was it that I was there? 2005, I think. And I went to Istanbul. And 10:01, I got really sick. It was a business trip. It was probably, honestly, it was interesting because I did get to go see some, uh, what was it? Did we see there? It was an interesting, it'll come to me in a minute, but I got really sick. I ate something and I was miserable and had to stay in my room for a couple of days, which really was not fun. And we had a business meetings and stuff, and yeah, I was kind of miserable. But I enjoyed, and I missed a really good dinner that our company had. So I regret that a lot. It was out in some channel where like you had to like take a little boat or something to get over there. I don't know. What Marmara Sea, Aegean? Yeah, I don't remember. We went to a couple of the churches there, which had like these intricate. It'll come to me. That's gosh, it's 20 years ago. Um, Interesting place, really. I would go back there, and I would love to go back there someday and not get sick, because it's not fun when you're traveling to get sick. Yes, I love kebab and baklava very much. Lamb kebabs. They do, what else is they? It's a combination of meats, isn't it? Yeah, let me know what that is there. Sometimes it's a um, yeah, they mix it, don't they? I think sometimes lamb and whatever else. But anyway, yeah, I'm in. Just if you're just joining me here, I'm in Florida, and I'm driving down to a little city where I have a property, and I'm gonna try to do some work. And yeah, Turkey is an interesting country. Definitely, lots of history there, a lot. And I think what struck me is sort of that they're on that they're right in the middle there between Europe, the Middle East, and that mashup of cultures creates a very interesting place to go and visit. And of course, they have a ton of history there. But yeah, if you're joining me, I just resting here, and I'm gonna end the live stream here in a few minutes. I'll just keep going here and chat with y'all. I appreciate when you interact. If you are at my channel, you can go see what I'm about. I've got videos up there which run the gamut from crazy pet videos to splitting wood out there in the backyard, logging, small scale logging that I've done, because we are heating our home with a wood furnace called the Kuma, and you'll see lots of vids of that. And so I have 34 acres of land, which is mostly forest, and we take from there. My wife, she likes to grow food out in the yard there. She keeps bees, honeybees, and so we have honey, we got chickens, we got guineas, we got ducks, 5 khaki Campbells. They're my little paddlers. They're cute, and they are prolific layers. They're hen or females. They call them hens, ducks, I think so. And drakes for the males, right? We don't have any male ducks. We got 14 guineas and something like, yeah, I think 14 guineas and 12 or 13 chickens. with 2 roosters, the rest being the hens, and they're good layers too. Yeah, who are my top fans here? Edward and 1001. Thanks for joining. Thanks for commenting. Marmara C, Aegean. Yeah, I coming back to that. I should know my geography a little bit better over there, but I don't know it. Do you know the geography over here? I am where I'm going is it's 700, almost 800 miles away from my home in North Carolina. Yeah. Anyway, let's stay hydrated here. All right, folks. Let's get back rolling. What's your job? Is the question. I'm semi-retired. I'll tell you what I did because that's sort of laid the groundwork for what I'm doing now. So I started out as a guy I have an engineering degree in industrial engineering, and then I lived in Canada, and I worked for a paper company, and then I came to the U.S. Because my specialty was not traditional paper; it was air laid paper, and I worked for a company there in Vancouver area for 6 years after leaving school in the eastern part of Canada. Got my degree there, and then I really landed in a good job. We moved to Vancouver because my wife was there to do her PhD in Burnaby, British Columbia. So we were there for a few years, and then since I had I've worked for this company there, I developed a skill set which it was interesting enough for a company down here in the States they needed that skill set. And so they brought me into North Carolina to work for this chemical company. And so we lived there, raised a family in Greensboro, ended up getting citizenship in the U.S., all of that good stuff. And I was working as an account manager selling super absorbent polymer. This stuff that goes into baby diapers. And so that's what was interesting about it. So the company up in Canada used to combine wood pulp fibers with this chemical, super absorbent sodium polyacrylate. And I was selling that and became an account manager. We were calling on, the company still exists, and it's Stockhausen is the company name, but it went through a number of iterations. And I was selling the stuff to Procter, KC, Kimberly-Clark, and a host of others. And the material is quite useful for not only diapers but other things as well. So I left that company in 2018 and started my own company, and I sell that stuff to non-hygiene applications. And so, but that's kind of a side gig now. So I was a good investor, good saver along the way, and what allowed me to, and I got paid well doing what I did up there. So now I take care of the place in North Carolina, and my wife is working full time, and now so I have an investment property down here, and so that's why I'm coming down here. And I what else? Yeah, so that's part of my, that, I don't know, it's a roundabout way to tell you what my job is, but now I'm trying to just stay active and try also my hand at leveraging this platform to expand my presence in doing some of the things that I like to do now, which is this forestry work and that sort of stuff. I hope that answers your question. Thanks for joining. Like and subscribe. I'm going to get rolling here. And come find me later for a live stream once I get to the property and show you some stuff there.